arcade sucks!
Welcome to Sonic Origins Plus. This is the way I'm going to be playing through the classics. So I mentioned in the Sonic Mania playthrough that I wanted to play through the classics, and we're going to be doing that today. Obviously, we're going to be starting with Sonic the Hedgehog. So let's go ahead and get into this, because I definitely have a lot to say, and not specifically about Sonic Collections as a whole, Sonic Origins as a collection as a whole, which I'll get into more in the Sonic 3 and Knuckles area, but I do want to talk mainly about Sonic 1, stuff like that. And, you know, this is pretty much where the entire game started, right here, Sonic 1. And the main reason I want to play with the Origin stuff is so I can retry special stages, because as y'all know, I like my special staging, I like my Chaos Emeralds and good endings. So, yeah, honestly, for me, the classics are something that, like, I didn't get to have an experience with growing up, because obviously I didn't grow up with the... Bro, okay, well, at least it's not actual Sonic 1 where I would have been dead. But, the classics is something that... For me, I didn't get the experience of growing up because I didn't grow up with the classics, but I did get to play them via the Sega Mega Collection Plus on my PS2 growing up. So I did get to play Sonic 1 a few, and the few times that I wanted to play Sonic 1, I would play it. I didn't play it as often as I played, you know, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the one I played the most, obviously, because I love that game to death, y'all know. But I did play it quite a bit. And I think this game is actually pretty solid. It has a learning curve to it that when you figure it out, it's very, very fun, and it's very, very, it's a very, very solid game, to play and run through, I think. Hence why, I think it's not, obviously, of all the Sonic games, the best, but it is, nonetheless, really fun. And that be freaking pinball everywhere I go. This is why it is exactly why I have Sonic Origins. This is exactly why I have Sonic Origins on. This is exactly why I have it on Sonic Origins. I don't care what anybody says. I'm doing it Sonic Origins. I'm not doing Sonic 1 Forever or whatever the frick y'all other... Oh, Sonic Origins! Because y'all want to complain about literally every... Bro. Can we you know what, fine, I'm going to talk about it. Can we talk about Sonic... Okay, so, is it perfect? No. But does it deserve at least the respect that it needs to get? Yes. Dude, these are the closest we're going to get to the Christian Whitehead physics in an actual game. There are definitely some things that I wish they had, like save slot features instead of having to start over all the daggum time. There's definitely things that I wish that were in this game that were, you know, not put in the game originally from the start. I do wish that there was. But for the most part, it's like we got what we got, you know? And I'm not going to complain about it because I don't think... It is, and then, like, you know, some of the people saying, like, oh, yeah, Sonic 1 Forever, and Sonic CD Miracle Edition, and all this, like, bro, come on, you're kidding me, right? Like, dude, can we just accept it for what it is? Like, I get it, but I get it that you wanted it to be exactly like, and it's mainly the classic purist, and all that jazzy jazz junk, you know, but I get that, but I really just think that we should... You know, in terms of a classic game, this is not horrible. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not horrible either. And it sold, I would assume it sold pretty well. I don't know for sure, so don't fact check me on that. And there's ways to make it like Sonic 1 Forever and other games like that, where you can actually get the elemental shields and stuff, and that's by using cheat codes and whatnot, and which you can also use in Sonic Origins. And you have the Christian Whitehead physics, which have been revamped. You know, you have a lot in this game that is definitely going for it, that I think a lot of people really underestimate about Sonic Origins. And I just never understood all the complaining. Like, nothing's ever gonna... I get it. Like, Sega isn't good at remastering or, you know, giving us, like, you know, collections and stuff like that, aside from the Sega Mega Collection Plus, which was a, you know, like a save state kind of situation. But think about it, like, man, Sonic Colors Ultimate, I personally like, but you got to think about how that turned out. and you really thought that this was going to turn out perfect. You really thought Sonic X Shadow Generations was going to turn out perfect, because despite Sonic X Shadow Generations being really solid, really good, it did not deliver on the Sonic Gens part, at least, because they tampered with a lot of the physics. The game feels incredibly strange. It does not feel good at all. Literally, I think the game eats your inputs more now than it originally did. And it's worse than Sonic Unleashed in that aspect. But, you know, it's the only way we're going to be able to play Sonic Generations on a modern console if you didn't already have it on a PC, because, well, obviously, you know, it was made for PC until it got delisted. So if you don't have it, the game got delisted, so you're kind of out of luck on that aspect. But I do think that there should have been at least a level of, well, you know, maybe we shouldn't have taken this away, kind of thing. But it is what it is. We know that's normal, par of the course for Sega. Okay, give me that. Yeah. We know that's par of the course for Sega, so I'm not too worried about it. But, you know. Sorry. I just really think, like, yes, while not perfect, this is still a pretty solid collection. You know, and I personally liked it. I like having the drop dash, the revamp. Like, Sonic 3 is clearly the best game on here. A lot of people said that Sonic 3 got a lot of the bad end of the stick, but I really think it got a really good end of the stick, because, oh my gosh, it is definitely by far the best game on this collection, and it's not even close how great it is, because it is so good, man. I love how good Sonic 3 Knuckles is on this game. There are things that they changed that I will say that I didn't like, but for the most part, it's like, I love Sonic 3 Knuckles on this game, because it is really, really solid, and it deserves a lot of praise. I really do think it does. Okay. Bunkum, 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 bum, 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 bum. Got it. Let's go. And there also used to be, I think, an emulator glitch on Sonic Mega Collection Plus, where if you actually had over 50 rings, you could actually jump into the special stage after boss fight if you kept all your rings. I think I remember that. I'm not too sure on that. I don't know for sure, but Sonic 1, man, is, for a first outing, is really solid, but I also think it's a very polarizing classic game. I don't think it's the worst classic game, because unlike most people, I actually kind of like Marble Zone, and there's a reason for that. When you understand Marble Zone, and when you get into the flow of it, Marble Zone is really fun to play through when you get into a flow of Marble Zone and just know how to play it. And I personally can make Marble Zone look really easy. I will say it is one of the more strict stages because of the way that you need 50 rings, and if you drop any rings here, you're kind of cooked. So when you hit this shield right here, make sure that you keep this shield on you, because otherwise you're just cooked. There's nothing that you can do about it. It's gone. Like, you know, like you're done. So, yeah. Either way, I do think Sonic 1 is a pretty solid, fun title. Like, you know, like, obviously, compared to Sonic 3 Knuckles and other games, it has nothing on those games. But it's at least better than Sonic CD, which I can give. And, you know, we're also going to be replaying that as well. You know, I do think Sonic 1 is a really solid title. And if you can really just get past some of the problems that the game does have, or you can master the game. Like, Marble Zone, I get it. A lot of people think it's a slog, and I can understand that. But when you get good at it, like, look, we're already a minute in, and I'm almost done with the stage. I already know I'm almost done with the stage, because I've played it so many daggum times. So all you gotta do is you gotta come here, wait for this, come through here, look, boom, jump, 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 collect these rings, jump. Look, a minute 44, not that bad. If you know what you're doing, like, I think Sonic 1 takes the highest amount of skill compared to most other Sonic games, because you can really make these stages that do feel like a slog to make them feel like they're actually high-speed action. You just kind of have to understand Sonic 1, I think, more. You know, that's the way I see it, at least, you know. And not that I'm trying to say, oh, skill issue, because, you know, that's a whole thing in the community nowadays. But at the same time, oh, well, skill issue. So, you know, it's not that I am saying that, but I am saying that. You know, you feel? Okay, I will say this, though. Y'all know I don't like pinball, but I will say this is more controllable comparatively to normal. Your new normal. Okay, hold on. There we go, got it. I like how he just slid right in there. But, you know, obviously, there are 6 Chaos Emeralds, so we are halfway done with the Chaos Emeralds in the game now. There are 6 Chaos Emeralds in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, comparatively to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3, where there are also Super Emeralds, so you want to get a set of 14 Emeralds in that game, which I think is another thing about Sonic 3 Knuckles I just really love. And I'm not going to try to talk too much about Sonic 3 Knuckles, because I know I glaze it a lot on the channel, because I do love it that much, and I genuinely think it is a perfect game. So it's like, that is one of the reasons I glaze it so much. But it's like, we're going to be playing it soon, so I want to, you know, keep all my thoughts to myself for the most part while we're here, and not spoil anything. So yeah, I'm going to try to say what I can about Sonic 1 while giving a good analysis on it, because I know my commentary usually isn't as good as some of my other YouTuber friends that are on the platform, you know. But I do, you know, I have feelings about this game that I don't think are necessarily bad or good. I think this game is really solid. It can be fun when you've mastered it, that's for sure. But I do think it does have inherent problems that can definitely be addressed. You know, that obviously have been addressed with, like, the more upgraded physics and whatnot. Thank you for that shield. I was getting nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And then, if you know what you're doing there, you can just jump those. You just gotta have enough speed for it. And then with the drop dash added on, you get a lot of cool tech off of that. And off that, too. Nice. Yeah, like I said, dude, if you just know how to play Marble Zone, you are good to go. Like, if you know how to play... Ooh. Look at that. I like killing all the enemies. Sonic 1 is definitely a game where I like to kill enemies a lot more than I usually do. I don't know why. It's just really fun. I also like to stack up my points like this. So I'll do this, and I can get you extra life, which here would actually get you coins, because lives have been taken out, which don't really mind, honestly. I would rather be that way than have unlimited tries, you know, and then have to be like, oh, crap, well, game over, and it be accidental or something. And then there we go. Show you. Destroy this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and... Okay, and... Woo! Got it. Boom. Look at that. Dude, Marble Zone, like I said, easy. I can get why... And it's not that I don't understand why people dislike it. I can definitely understand it, because I used to dislike it myself. I could never beat it as a kid. But now that, like, I've actually kind of come around to it and have played the game more and more, I can realize that, oh yeah, like, and this might be a hot take, and I know people are probably not going to like this, especially knowing how vocal Sonic 2 fans are. I do think I enjoy this game a lot more than I do Sonic 2. Like, I do think Sonic 2 is a great game, but I don't think it's as good as people vocalize it as, because a lot of the Sonic 2 sect of the fan base is very, very vocal about Sonic 2 and think it's a lot better than Sonic 3 Knuckles, which, in my opinion, I don't think that's the case. I do think that Sonic 3 Knuckles is a perfect game that cannot be matched, in just, like, in a almost objective sense. I know that's, like, kind of snarky to say, but it really does feel that way to me, because of the way that the game's just been made. I've played Sonic 3 Knuckles so many times, and I have never found a fault with it. in my life, personally. I don't think I've ever found a fault with Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Whereas I do think there's problems with Sonic 1. I think there's a ton of problems with Sonic 2, or Sonic CD. And I think there's minuscule problems in Sonic 2. I think Sonic 2 has been kind of fixed, but I think that, yes, I can understand there's a skill ceiling, but there's also, I don't know, there's less platforming to focus on speed, which I like, and that's why I like Sonic 3 Knuckles, because it balances all of that. It balances the exploration of Sonic CD and does it right. It balances the platforming of Sonic 1 and does it right. And it balances the speed of Sonic 2 and does that absolutely right. So it's like, I just think that, you know, while some of these games have the, you know, the benefit of a doubt, stuff like Sonic 3 Knuckles just has it. Sonic 2, while fun, has a lot of speed and a really weird skill ceiling. Like, you can be good at the game, but the skill ceiling is admittedly really weird in that game. It will go from piss easy to like hard as balls the next. It's actually super weird. Just the difficulty ceiling in Sonic 2. I think it is really weird because, like, man, I can tell you now, like, Death Egg, man, that used to make me sweat my balls off as a kid, bro. Well, not even as a kid, I didn't get that far, but when I first did it, like, I think I went through the classics and had a phase of the classic games when I turned about 16 and played through all the classics, and that's how I really learned how to memorize and play them all, and I still love playing the classics. In some cases, I do prefer the classics. I was almost a classic purist until I think Frontiers kind of pulled me back into the modern age again. But I was a classic purist for a while, especially around the time of Mania and me playing the Christian Whitehead ports and stuff like that. I think the classics are super freaking fun, super solid, except for Sonic CD, obviously. But I was almost a classic Sonic purist. So in a weird way, classic Sonic purists that are out there, I kind of low-key sympathize with y'all. I really do. In a weird, strange, roundabout way, I do sympathize with y'all. Don't really know why and how, but, like, I was, like, I went through a really big classic Sonic obsession when I turned 16. You know, part of the course of a mega nerd wanting to play Sonic and had severe Sonic autism, you know, that literally just, when you're autistic and you love Sonic as much as I do, you're like, oh, I want to play all the old games and I want to play every single game he ever had. And so, like, it's like I've played every single mainline game ever. I've played all the games because I just had that much Sonic autism that I had to play all the games, you know? And so, for me, like, that's how I ended up playing all the classics and why I like them so much, because I did get good at them doing that and just playing them so repeatedly. And I think that's how I was able to kind of form more of my opinion. Bro, frick. I think that's how I was able to form more of my opinions on the classics. Just by simply being like, oh, well, you know, I think this. And I played this and this and that, you know. And, like, I've played Sonic 1 so much now that it's easy to me. So I think, you know, and I think that Marble Zone has a level of speed to it. I do think the only one that cannot be saved by speed is Spring Yard Zone, I think. Labyrinth Zone, there is a tech to it. There is a tech to Labyrinth Zone that I think is different. Anyway, there is a 2-hit that you can do on Eggman here. You just gotta, oh, well, shoot. You just gotta jump, jump, jump. I'm embarrassing myself, guys. Hold on. Let me chill. There we go. Got it. I lost rings, but I'm fine because, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. We're gonna be going to Spring Yard Zone, and yeah.